Order, pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, one announcement. The board held an executive session today from 4 p.m. to 6:45 p.m. regarding personnel issues. At this time, where's the sign-in sheet?
Yep.
We will have public comment and comments regarding the agenda, and we'll go down the list on the sign-in sheet here. So, Paul Batista.
I kind of forgot that was a sign-in sheet for speaking.
We don't have to say anything.
Yeah.
Well, it says I got
Well, since you brought that up, for everybody that, last month we started the sign-in sheet is only folks that want to have public comment speak, so.
two quickies. Thank you to the website for doing the email or whatever you want to call it to let us know about public notices. I thought that was pretty cool. It's very easy to share with other people. So thanks for getting that done. The other comment that I have, and I don't know if you're going to answer this or not, but at the conditional use hearing, are we going to address seating arrangements and who has priorities and whatever? Because it was, in my opinion, a bit of a circus the way that it was just all over the place with attorneys and everything. So I don't know if you, and there's a lot of people talking about it and asking about it. I just wanted to see if you could make comment on it. Thank you.
I can comment. The reason it was like that is because it was already set up for the gun bash, which was the following Saturday. And they had already set it up, so I went up ahead of time, moved things around a little bit to try to accommodate, but that's why it was like that. It won't be like that next time.
So the attorneys and the other people will be back in?
We'll have to try to work something out depending on how many attorneys they're representing, how many parties. Seemed like we had a few attorneys.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Chief?
Just real quick, on the report here, just to point out, we did the drug take back on the 27th. We collected 45 pounds, which is the most we ever took in here. Countywide, we haven't got all the totals yet, but it's probably going to be the biggest one just because of, it's probably more likely the last one. The understanding of it is the feds are going to say that doctors' offices and pharmacies are going to have to start accepting, since we may not be able to do these anymore. There's also talk that the state, they're putting it on the states, that they may have to pick up the cost to do these. I don't know yet. Gene Matone, they're talking about this with the District Attorneys Association to see if they can keep it going. It's a good program, but if it fails, they're trying to do a fail-safe with the pharmacies and the hospitals and stuff like that. And on that note, we've been trying for some time to get the drug summit in the Fort Cherry School District. Tentatively, and I don't have confirmation on this, but it looks like it may be November 11th. It'll be a program during the day with students, and then there's a community event in the evening. And what that does is it has everybody from the DEA to the coroner's office to us being there, low to the district attorney's office, speaking about prescription drugs and illegal drugs and problems. So hopefully it's going to happen this time. We've been told it's going to be here before, but we're hoping this time it's going to finally, everybody's on the same page. So.
Thanks, Chief. Did you say how that compared to the other years, the 45 pounds?
There's been times when we've taken in less than 10 pounds here. So it was, and we had to turn some people away. I felt bad, but we couldn't take syringes. They had like preloaded medicine that came in a cap syringe, and we couldn't take it. Otherwise, we probably would have had 100 pounds of stuff. So.
Very good.
I wanted to say
Debbie?
also the Debbie Haynes, that I think the website enhancements are really great, and there's a lot of good information there, and appreciate getting the mailing list updates. So thank you for that.
Thanks, Debbie. Jeff?
Jeff Donati, I just wanted to know, I saw on the agenda about a motion for money spent with, for Hapchuck to clean up some sewage. I was just curious of what the process and the program is there for the township spending money. Is it private property, or is it run out onto the street?
Mostly, from what we've found in the past, it's been into storm sewers, which go into public right-of-ways.
So the township itself is spending money to clean a private individual sewer up? I guess that's my question. How does that work?
Actually, in this case, it's a broken storm sewer pipe.
Oh,
That
it's a
needs to-
broken storm
storm
sewer,
sewer
not
pipe.
a sanitary sewer?
Right.
Okay.
If you're gonna speak
I just,
again.
it didn't say, I didn't know if that was. Okay, that's all I wanted to know. Thanks.
Who was next after Jeff? Dawn? Dawn Reed?
Yeah, Dawn Reed, 25 Main Street. A couple months ago, I brought up about a dangerous situation on Skyline and Cotton Road. Since then, there's been a stop sign put in there except for a right turn. Took care of the problem, I think. Thank you.
Good. Thank you, Dawn. Kate Brandt?
Hi, I'm Kate Grant, Chairperson of Parks and Rec. For our whole committee's here.
Yes, we don't put our names on.
Yeah.
So the next, okay.
We crossed it
Yeah.
off, we didn't realize the new rule.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were just signing in, so.
We're here tonight because we have, as many of you know, the trunk or treat is this Sunday. And we just found out yesterday, about 5 o'clock in the evening, Lou had let us know that he was registered as a family, but there was also a huge softball tournament that was going to be held on Sunday at the exact same time. We have been on the record, we put our date in for approval back in July, was approved at the meeting in August, and it was our understanding that nothing else would be on that calendar as far as anything for the softball fields, for anything, the pavilions going on, because the reason of trunk or treat is the safety of the children. A lot of the roads in this area, kids can't go trick-or-treating on. The houses don't even give out candy. I would say about a quarter of our children, we have 100 children registered this year. We have 63 cars. And the main reason for that is the safety. We block off the entire parking lot. When it starts at 2 o'clock, we let no other cars in or out of the parking lot, so the kids walking around can feel completely safe. The parents can feel safe from the kids going trick-or-treating from trunk or trunk. About a quarter of the children do have special needs, anything in the autism spectrum to children in wheelchairs. So it was our understanding that we were going to have the entire park for this event only on that date. And that was our question coming here tonight, what we were supposed to do with 63 cars. Because if we weren't alerted to this, we would have showed up Sunday at 1 o'clock to set up. And our understanding is the event is starting, the softball tournament is starting at 11. And we would have had no place to park all of these people. And at this point, we're still not sure what to do. If we block off the entire parking lot to the right-hand side, which we would have enough spaces, where is all the tournament people? We don't want to mess it up for them. This is their day too. They're expecting to come in and have a tournament running smoothly. We don't want to interrupt their event as well, but I don't want to say like we had dibs, we were here first, but we have been on the calendar for many, many months. Right now, we should be tying up these loose ends, not overcoming these new hurdles. So that is our reason for being here tonight.
You guys want to talk about that now or discussion items?
Might as well.
Has it been resolved?
We're gonna block off the front parking lot and restrict movement on the driveway for overflow. I've made arrangements, there's gonna be 3 of us here because we still have to have a responsibility to answer calls. And with a lot of foot traffic with the kids, we're gonna do everything we can. I just don't know where we're gonna put all the cars. That's the email I sent you this morning, I don't know
Right.
where.
But there's still gonna be traffic obviously coming in and out while there's, you know, a lot of 100 kids running around rampant. Obviously, we can't do anything to prevent that at this point.
And you're having hot dogs too, right?
We're cooking hot dogs, yeah, and that was in the budget too that we asked for. We were
Right, everything.
gonna be grilling, yeah.
We're grilling hot dogs, they're getting a mini, like a hot dog, a drink, a bag of chips, a little thing from Trunk or Treat. Subway had donated 100 gift packs for the kids, gift certificates. That was going to be given out to them. We have a pumpkin carving contest where they bring carved pumpkins. We have cash prizes. All of the people who come with their trunks, those of you that don't know what Trunk or Treat is, instead of going door to door, you go trunk to trunk, and everyone hands candy out of their trunk. It's a very family-oriented event. People bring the camping chairs, sit outside of their trunks, but they're invited to decorate their trunks. And we have 3 cash prizes for first, second, and third place. So people really, really get into this. Last year, we had, just for one example, a pickup truck, and they filled the entire back of their pickup truck with mulch and dirt, had tombstones and moving parts and smoke and sound effects, and people really, really get into this.
Which brings us to another thing too, if there's gonna be a lot more families there for all the softball tournaments, there's a good chance they're gonna wanna come over and see what's going on,
Right.
which we have allotted for 100 kids. So if I have a little 3-year-old coming over who wants to see what's going on, obviously I'm not gonna turn her away and say, no, you can't participate in this. So it kind of brings into more of a problem for us where we're trying to last minute, you know, bring in more things.
We've already alerted all the families how many children, and we give a little, cushion area in case we have a few more. Like last year, we had 37 cars registered, we had 43 show up. But we always tell everyone, you want to bring a few extra treats, just, in case someone brings a cousin or something else. But if there's that number of families at the tournament, how many younger siblings are going to be there? And of course, they're going to want to come over. And then the other side note is when the trunk or treat was over, a lot of the families spent time over in the parks using the hockey rings, using
Right.
those things. Those areas are going to be already congested with other families.
So I guess kind of our question is too, we wouldn't, was our event kind of forgotten about, or was it just, I mean,
Good
we
question.
had
How
the whole
did that
thing
get
reserved.
scheduled?
I just found out about it.
But doesn't that stuff have to be scheduled through you?
Ball teams take care of
All
the
teams
fields.
take care of it. But I didn't even know about it.
Team people calling you at Easton?
Yeah, it was never, I don't think it was ever presented to any of the ball teams to shut down the park. It was just in the parking lot.
Well, if you don't mind me asking, what teams are these? Since I know there's no Hickory softball league because my daughter was on the only 8 and under, so I wasn't sure where they were even coming from.
It's a travel league tournament.
A travel league tournament? Okay. So how did they get into this though? Like, that's my question.
Yeah, like,
Because I mean, we're township, we're doing this, you guys
Yeah, we
funded
should talk
this.
about this in discussion.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. And another side note, we just want to thank, this is another reason why I think we have an awesome police department. Aside from being registered as families, they're watching out for us every which way, so we owe a lot to them. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Joe Ogburn?
No, I just signed in. I didn't realize
Okay.
it was a speaking list.
Brian?
I just signed in.
All right. Nikki, you were with
That was me.
Yep.
That was me, thank you.
Jane? Jane Worthington?
This is the first time I've ever asked for this or spoke on this, so I'm not even sure where I'm going with it, but I talked to someone about it and they said try to bring it up in discussion. Maybe we could start thinking about it. With everything that's going on in the township with gas and oil, there's a lot going on with the conditional use and complaints and, concerns and different people going in different directions. I'm just been investigating a lot of other communities. I go to a lot of other community meetings. I see what they're doing. And a lot of communities have set up a committee, and a lot of communities have hired a liaison from their community that is the person that sits between everybody, gas and oil, and kind of collects the information. And I think that in this community particularly, because we do have so much gas and oil involvement, and we have so much going on, that we have some extra money, not that we have to spend everything we have, and I know the budget's tight, but we do get gas and oil money. And that maybe it would be worth our consideration to have a person who takes a lot of that information in and can work with Mary Ann and can work with Range, and can work with the solicitor, can work with the supervisors and the planning commission. I just think that there might be a need for that in our community. And now that it's budget time and you're looking at the budgets and you're looking at where that money goes, other communities are paying people $15 to $17 an hour, part-time. It's not a full-time usually position. You know, communities that I've kind of checked out a little bit. It's a new idea. It's something that not everybody is susceptible to, but I think it's something we should look at because the citizens don't have a place to go with their concerns. They come to the supervisors, but you guys are very overwhelmed. You have the hearings going on, you have a lot going on. We have a solicitor that's trying to sort everything out, but nobody knows where all the information is. You know, at one time, like we don't have one person or, you know, we have zoning and then we have, you know, planning. We have so much that maybe one person could try to bring some unity into our community. I just think that we might need that now. So, and other communities are considering it and are doing it. None of the local communities that I've seen have done it yet, but it is in consideration in a lot of the local communities. So I just think with the budget coming up, maybe we could consider putting a part-time position if you felt it was worthy in. So.
Thanks, Jane. Anybody else that has not signed in would like to speak? Okay. Do I hear a motion to accept the reports?
Make a motion to accept the reports.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we pay our bills for the period 9/19/14 to 10/16/14 as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
I also move that we approve the minutes of September 24th, 2014, the regular board meeting previously distributed.
Second. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Motion carries 2-1.
Mr. Chairman, we have insurance premiums to pay, and therefore I move that we approve the renewal of the following 3 insurance premiums that are effective 11/15/14 to 11/15/15. And those premiums are public officials and employment practices insurance in the amount of $4,340, the police professional insurance for $5,867, and for the property and equipment insurance with MRM Trust for $29,401.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion on the motion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Other insurance premiums are also necessary, and therefore I move that we approve the renewal of the following insurance premiums, which from time to time are based upon enrollment. Those insurance premiums are the Township Health Insurance with UPMC at a cost of $129,146.80. The Township Vision Insurance with UPMC at a cost of $1,093.32. And the Township Dental Insurance with MetLife at a cost of $8,744.40.
Correction on the first.
Yeah. Your motion was 129.
29, it was 125.
Ah, sorry about that. I can't see.
So you're amending that?
I will happily amend that, yes.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
I'll make a motion to approve Hapchuck Incorporated to make a repair to the Wildcat sewer system starting at 11 Brown Street at a cost of $2,857.
Second. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
I move that we ratify the 5-year PennDOT revised winter maintenance agreement to cover Lynn Portal Road, Everly Road, Cherry Valley Road, and Hornhead Road.
Second. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? These are the ones that we finalized.
I was gonna say, we should just make a note there so that everybody knows what ones are left off. I don't have the old one with me.
McCarroll
Carroll and.
Waterdam.
Pleasant
And Pleasant.
and Pleasant.
and Southview.
Southview Road.
The state will be taking care of them.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Have several discussion items. The first one being, I guess, Mary Ann, you got some bills for blacktop from Lane, and commercial precast for a riser and bike safe grate. And those were for fire department parking lot repairs. We probably should make that official as far as paying that if we're going to.
Yeah,
Because we-
the way that all started out, Bill asked me if we needed some patching done, and I said yes. Because what happens down there is that's a big lot. Tractor and trailers turn around, and you know.
Yep.
And every time they turn, those wheels don't turn, and they scoot and there it goes. And with the
By the time
Apple
you chase them,
Festival.
you never catch
And you
them.
never catch them, unless Dan Rumbaugh's there, because he'll run them down.
And jump on the truck.
And it becomes a safety issue with the Apple Festival.
Yep.
And then they were down there and in front of that one building, township had put in 2 drains and they had sunk. And it was probably sunk that far. And they determined that they needed to put risers in. And then build that up so it was and it was basically a safety issue that was done.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
Yeah, very dangerous. And if one person would trip and fall, you know what that would do.
Yep. Yep.
Have we been doing this? Is this a
Yeah.
part of what we've always done?
It's been done, yes.
Yeah.
We just didn't have it on anything. We approved some other things, so in order to make it official. That'll come out of the road department budget. Was there enough in there to cover all that?
There is. It's gonna have to come out of liquid fuels. Not the actual general fund road budget. It won't handle it.
What do you guys want to do? Liquid fuels?
Yeah, it's fine with me. You want me to make a motion?
Yeah.
I'll make a motion that we pay the paving of the fire hall lot for the Apple Festival out of the liquid fuels account at a cost of approximately $12,000 or.
Well, yeah, make it that you're paying the blacktop bills out of liquid fuels and the precast bill out of general fund.
Okay.
It's only $700.
I'll amend that to pay the blacktop bills out of liquid fuels and the precast out of general fund.
I'll second. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion on the motion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We talked about the ball team's request for restroom facilities and water at the community center in the past.
And indeed, I have worked on this since Jane made the request some time ago. And as you probably know, the Parks and Recreation Board has been working on a number of ways to spend the Act 13 funds. And indeed, this particular item is on the list. And I would present the list here, anticipating that we vote on it next month. This is a list of priorities that is divided between structural issues that we think, issues that perhaps threaten the structures and the condition of buildings and pavilions that we have here, and then existing facilities and equipment repair. And admittedly, the request for restrooms and water at the community center is near the bottom of that list. We don't know whether we'll run out of money before we get there or not, but it certainly is on the list, and it's certainly an issue that we need to consider come January as well. But I would ask that this be posted on the website so that citizens can see it. And I would also observe that this is the list of priorities that the board has established. And if the general public, and if you have other ideas about those priorities, we can deal with it next month.
The first one on the structural list, I was approached a month or so ago, and I'd asked Mary Ann, we had looked, I think, as far as the McCarroll Bridge, you're talking about the
Correct.
leaning
The leaning
bridge of
bridge,
what-
That thing should be demolished now, before somebody gets hurt.
We have a local resident that has a business, Drew McCarty from SPSI, was looking for a project, a community project. But his concern is not having engineered drawings. He just didn't want to rig something. He's willing to donate the materials and everything. He just wants something where he's not going to be attached as a liable person for building that. So that may be one option for that. If we can find somebody who will draw us up a plan.
If we probably talk to Jamie White, he might be willing to do something for us.
Okay.
That's good. That leaves more money for all of the rest of the projects. Yes.
So you would be donating time and materials?
I believe that's what he wanted to do.
And
Get some
he's
guys
just
out there.
fixing it, he's not tearing it down?
No,
or
he wants to
anything?
build a new one.
Rebuild a new one. That one that's down there is beyond repair.
Right.
It's bad. I'm serious. I think it really needs to be torn down soon to get it out of there before somebody gets hurt, because if somebody gets in there and does, a few kids or something leans one way, I think it may topple over.
Could very well.
Yeah.
And we could get that taken out with no problem.
All right.
Well, I'm thinking caution tape is gonna fit into the theme of the season.
I think, personally, I would have DB get down and look at that and see what it would take to tear that down.
It could probably be pulled out of there with a backhoe as
I was
quick
gonna
as
say,
you
you
could
could
put
probably-
caution tape up.
You could probably do it with a lawnmower.
Yeah.
Don't bump it.
Am I allowed to say something? In the Easter egg hunt, the side closest to the concession stand, a child put their foot through the wood, there's a hole, that it was from an older child, so it does need to come down.
Needs to come down.
Yeah.
So
If we can.
that may free up one of the, to put a little bit more money down the list.
That's right.
So are we instructing township personnel to take that thing down?
I would, if you need a motion to do that, I'll make a motion to have the township personnel take that
I'll second it to make it official.
bridge down.
It's been moved and seconded to take the bridge down ASAP. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And the motion carries. So,
We were going to discuss it,
anything else on the restrooms, or we're just gonna work at it?
and then we'll work at it.
Well,
He wants to post it.
Yeah, I would anticipate that I would make a motion next week, and then or next month, and then if there are any changes to be made.
I don't understand why it's a motion.
Beg pardon?
I don't understand why it's a motion. Are you allocating funds to something
Allocating funds, yeah,
specific?
$20,000 of impact fee money.
We already did that though.
Yeah, we already
You already
did that.
did it, but-
Yeah, we already did that.
And I don't know how you're gonna allocate it when you don't even know what all these things cost. I mean, if it was an itemized list, I could say it's motion worthy. But maybe you should
You really need a
spec
copy.
out the projects and do them at one at a
Yeah,
time, or,
Is the process that's identified at the bottom not appropriate? The township could use the following process to address the items, begin at the top of the list, secure bids or estimates as needed, secure materials as needed, track costs, then move on to the next item until the 20,000 is exhausted.
I wouldn't do it that way, definitely. It's creative, but I wouldn't
Well,
do
the thing
it
is, if
that
you're
way.
gonna get bids, you have to have 3 bids, they have to come before the board anyway.
Potentially, depending on how much
How
it
much
is
it
and
costs,
Yeah.
yeah.
how much of
Yeah.
that project should be balled together versus singled out for bidding purposes, I think matters for bid evasion issues, and
So that's like 19,000.
and let's just figure out what the projects are.
We had resurfaced the court in Primrose with our machines, so that may be an option for the other two.
Mhm.
So we'd have to, yeah. It's on the list, that's the key.
Yes. Okay.
Okay?
We open for sensitive discussion?
It's board discussion.
How are you gonna handle the restrooms? You're gonna get a permit, you're gonna do a holding tank?
Well, but
Thank you.
Further down the
So that's part
road.
of the
Yeah.
process.
we were gonna discuss trunk or treat some more too.
Tournament and trunk or treat.
Yeah.
Now, I know one thing that has been done since then, we had a police officer that was starting at 3 o'clock that day. I think we did take an action to get some more of the department involved that day. So whether that will, I wasn't aware that it was for the whole park. And that may be my mistake, is not knowing how much of that. I thought it was kind of that area over there, and understand the kids, but I didn't know it was I didn't know it was similar to the Easter egg hunt, that we should shut down the whole thing, and I don't think we had that as part of it.
Well, no, I don't think we did either, but this could happen again if we don't have some kind of scheduling with the township with the ball fields. I know they take care of it, but I think they should come to the township and say, hey, we're thinking about this, is there any issues? Rather than just doing it.
Indeed.
And I don't know how we do that.
And get those events on the schedule.
And I think the stuff should be scheduled.
Yes.
They may get priority since they take care of the fields, but it's gotta come to the township and get on a schedule.
Right.
So that
I would
everybody
agree.
knows.
I think that's been a problem for a lot of years, where there's been somebody else that handles the ball fields. And
So-
there's no communication between them and,
Well, so
What's
do we
going on
need some motion to make that official, that anybody that wants to use a ball field, or,
well, right now, who's the person that's in charge of the ball fields? Because I know it was Ron Kasharick, but not Kasharick, Ron,
Yeah, I know what you mean. I
Shaw.
have a list at my desk of who to call, but it changes all the time, and maybe I'm updated with the right stuff, and maybe
You
I'm
don't
not.
know.
well, it'd be easier if they had a list of who to call, and not us having a list of who to call to find out if we have things happening with our ball fields. If that's,
So you're
I mean,
saying,
I don't care how it's done, but I just think it's gotta be scheduled through the township.
I agree,
so do
yes.
you think that they check with us and see if we have events going on? Or are you saying we manage the whole entire ball team schedule? That's a big difference. I mean, practices and, how in depth do you want to get with this? I mean, we don't know anything about ball team scheduling.
No, and you don't have to, but if they wanna schedule a game or a practice, they need to notify you that they're
Yeah.
having it.
That's perfectly fine.
Yeah, don't they set that schedule at the beginning of the season or
Well,
something?
they're supposed
Did you know
to.
that there was a ball tournament though?
Mhm.
A long time ago?
not a long time ago, like a week or so ago.
Like, how did that just pop up?
I just think from here on out, no matter what it is, use of the ball field or whatever, it's gotta be, the township has to be notified and it has to be put on a schedule, period.
we could put it on the schedule that goes right on the website if you want.
Should we wait until the organizational meeting to make that a policy throughout the year?
I think we can do it now.
Is there anything else that's happening this year in the parks?
Nothing else within the park. We have the Festival of Lights. We have that coming up, but that is not in this area. Next thing, we have the entire year, and that was something that in July, we planned the dates for the entire year. So the Easter egg hunt, we have all the dates set. So if they needed to check on certain dates, we would have a whole year's worth
Yeah.
in the summertime. So there should be no conflicts, you know. And when we had our Easter egg hunt last year, Becca happened to know, or I'm sorry, this past Easter egg hunt, we showed up that morning, and luckily Becca knew one of the coaches, and they were able to push back their practice because
Yeah,
that
it's another conflict.
Right,
I
that was
had,
another
I had
conflict.
coaches calling me saying, oh, I didn't know anything about the Easter egg hunt. We're scheduled to have practice. And I'm like, oh, well, you can't because we're gonna be taking over. Luckily, they called me ahead of time. So here I am coordinating with all these coaches. And to me, that's not really my responsibility to reschedule all these practices for these people. So I think that would definitely help if it was all on a calendar.
Yep. And that's-
I mean, it's our township, it's your parks. I don't think we should have to contact them to see what their schedule, they should contact us. They're using our facilities, they need to see we have a year's worth of events planned. Make sure that, you know, that date is clear. I think it's on their end, make it their responsibility to check.
Back to Denzel, I think we just say it now. It doesn't
Yeah, I do
have to
too.
wait till January, period.
Mr. Chairman, I move that as a matter of policy, we establish that any entity wishing to use the facilities that belong to Mount Pleasant Township, make sure that they receive approval and get the event on the calendar.
Second. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? I will ask, again, like Mary Ann asked, do you want every game date, every makeup date? Do you want them handling that? Or do you want their season schedule?
Well, I think if they have a game, a makeup date, they're gonna have to notify her that.
Right.
I mean, and it's, really, it'd be notifying Karen to put it on the schedule. And it just shows up on the calendar. I think that's the only way. You're gonna have to do every one of them, or you're gonna potential to end up in the same problem again.
Other townships and boroughs, ball fields are just like that. It has to be, everything goes through the township and the secretary or whoever
Yeah,
takes care of that.
That's the only way you're gonna control it.
We need to give them
We need a
the
vote.
right to, we need to give the citizens the right to
Yeah.
Yeah.
address this.
Since this is something that wasn't on the agenda as a action item, any other citizens that have a comment regarding this?
Regarding the scheduling.
Yeah.
Regarding this motion, yes.
When you were doing that, my thought was, I think you covered it, but is there anything other than softball that uses that? And you did say all.
All.
Any entity,
Any.
all of
I think
them.
you covered that side.
Brian, that takes care of the problem in the long range, but what are you gonna do about Sunday? You know, something's gotta give before Sunday.
I was here last year, and if there was only 43, how many families were here
Last
last
year
year?
we had 43 cars, yeah. We need every space because this year, when we had registration.
There was a lot of people here last year, and if it's double the size this year,
You're saying spaces out there or spaces over
Well,
here?
what we did
Or
was
both?
we allotted for 81 cars. What that was every parking space in the new parking lot. We had 6 cars along between the edge of the parking lot to the mailbox. And then from the hockey field, like the hockey area, up until the edge where the police cars would start. We had the back lot empty, but we haven't reached 81. So we're not out in that aisle yet where the cars are moving. But it's still gonna be tight because you have some big oversized trucks. You have different, that truck that came last year took up 2 spaces. So we just put people accordingly as they come in. So it looks right now like it'll be enough, but we're gonna have to wait and see on Sunday.
I just want to add too, we had some issues last year where one car is registered, but there might be 2 cars coming in to unload stuff and then they're parking down in the back where you guys would have tournament parking because they have all this candy and all these decorations which they can't fill. So sometimes they're bringing 3 cars, but only 1 is participating in the trunk or treat. So we could potentially fill up the entire lot. So that's the main issue we're gonna have, and of course, the traffic with all these kids running around.
Right. Safety is our number 1 concern right now.
To be honest, I was shocked last year when Summer said we were coming, and we got here and I saw how many people were here. I was like, wow.
Looked like the Easter egg hunt.
It was
Yeah.
like the Easter egg hunt.
Yeah.
We're stepping it.
So not that I want to put any burden on trunk for treat,
Trunk or treat.
Trunk or treat.
Yes.
but I think logistically, please hear me out, that it would be easier to move and redirect their people to another location if we have another location that could handle their volume. Fire department parking lot, behind the grade school, and possibly if we could talk to Rick.
It's too late though at this point.
It's too many what?
It's too late at this point to reschedule. We've already sent out an email and everybody knows.
Well,
where
all
we're
it
headed.
would- I would say logistically, what I would do is put someone out front here and just redirect them, hand them a map, tell them there's been some confusion, or you deal with the confusion here all day.
Right. Well, the thing is, before we even started, last year when we planned this, we looked at those different areas. First, we did look at the community center because we could completely block off traffic from coming in, and there wasn't enough parking, there just wasn't enough. The way that the parking lots are set up, it would be too confusing to park cars instead of just having aisles to go up and down for the children, to be safe.
Because you have to have trunk out is the key.
Trunk
You can't
out.
be back to back. So
Two,
it's how
we
they
have-
have to walk around. And with the handicapped children, it has to be
Right.
more of a flat spot.
The children in
What time
wheelchairs
does it, it
in-
starts at 2.
Starts at 2, but we're gonna come around 1 o'clock. Cars are coming to set up around 1:15.
Yeah, setups at 1:15, starts at 2. We say it finishes at 3. Last year we got out about 10 after, so.
But we're doing hot dogs, so that'll probably run us over till.
Where,
3.
are you doing the hot dogs down here?
We're gonna be bringing in grills, so we're gonna be having it up on, we're gonna keep that on our side. So it's not gonna be towards the fields, it's gonna be more,
Under the tree,
Under the
between the
tree.
2 parking lots. Where the 2 little spaces are, right there, yeah, right in front of the field.
I guess my thing is if there's gonna be that many cars, there's not gonna be anywhere to park.
That was our
How many
concern.
teams are in this tournament? Does anybody know?
Well, there will only be 2
I guess there's
at the time of, at the time of that game. That's the last game of the tournament,
Move the tournament to 9 AM.
but it's all day.
Are the fields?
Those are the
being used
last-
Behind the community center that day also, they are?
For the same tournament,
Yes, one of them.
so we couldn't use the community center.
just another suggestion. Can we possibly say all ball field people park at the community center?
Well, they just said that the community center has a tournament there too, so
They're
that's gonna
playing
be
there,
already
too.
full of parking. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but he just.
So we can use the community center and possibly the fire department for parking for the ball and shuttle people like you do for the Apple Festival. I know it's an extra burden, but at least you're controlling the traffic that's coming in to protect the kids.
Lou, any thoughts?
Not really. I mean, we'll do what we can. The biggest problem we're gonna have is check-in, because it's my understanding that a game will be ending and another one starting at about the time of registration. So our plan was that we're gonna funnel the people for trunk or treat into their area and do the best we can to get the other teams out and the new teams in. The only other thought I had was if the ball club's parked up at the fire hall, and if somebody would find it in their heart, I don't know, like maybe Green's Taxi to donate a shuttle bus to bring people down. I don't know.
That would probably be the safest and most organized way.
This is Sunday.
I know it's short notice, but
Or cancel that last game.
Move to Fort Cherry.
Is there any chance they could play the last game at the community
They won't
center?
allow anybody to play on their fields up there, no.
How about the community center?
If this is
They're
the,
playing
if the
down there.
last game's at 2 o'clock,
If
they
this
can
is the
go to
last
5
game,
o'clock.
There's one down there at the same time,
Oh,
When does time change?
Southview Field issue ever get resolved?
Time changes?
not least.
Saturday,
Yeah. What if they postpone their game till 5 o'clock, the 2 o'clock game? We still would have the traffic leaving from the first game, but would they be able to postpone the game? We would be well out of there by then.
When does it get dark?
or even 4 o'clock.
Or
Yeah, I
even
was gonna
4
say
o'clock.
1-5.
Yeah,
Yeah, 4 o'clock.
even 4 o'clock, if they had, we, could get everyone, because if we're 2 to 3, we're gonna be well out of there easily. We stay around to make sure we clean up all the trash and everything. We can be out of there. If you just had a 4 o'clock start, if they could delay it by 2 hours, that might be a solution. We'd still have the earlier traffic leaving, but if they're starting at 11, we're getting there at 1, we should be crossing each other at that point. We shouldn't have children walking at that point.
Right.
It'll be
Yeah.
us setting up.
Right.
That may be the solution.
My daughter plays in the last game, so I might be able to get that,
Okay,
talk to the coach and see if,
okay, that may be something, and it's still light enough outside for everyone.
That'd be the easiest thing if I could
And
do.
then we're not spending extra money
Mhm.
trying to
You're
get
gonna
drinks
eliminate all of
and
that.
everything too.
because there's no way you're gonna be able to have all that traffic in here at one time. If there's
No,
that many
it's
cars
not
coming
it's not gonna
down.
work, no.
The only thing I know to do is for us to work on it and try to resolve it between now
Yeah.
and then, and do the best that we can.
Do we park any of the traffic, the ball traffic down along the Carroll?
We used to park,
Just,
we used to park Apple Festival parking down along there on the bank,
yeah.
down past the entrance. So I'm sure some of them can get down there.
You're not gonna get too many down there.
No.
I would say, my suggestion would be try and work, see if you can get them
Yeah.
until 4 o'clock. That's gonna eliminate all the problem.
You still have this motion hanging?
Yeah. Any other discussion on the motion on the table? All those in favor say,
Aye.
It was to set this policy.
yeah,
About
everything comes through.
Oh, okay.
I don't even remember how it was worded.
It's been a long day.
Is it, so all those in favor? You said aye, but you two have a second.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I guess as far as the tournament goes, that's what we'll do.
That's what I try and do.
Any other discussion items? Not on here. Unfinished business. We have a vacancy on the municipal authority.
Did we get any applicants? Paul, do you have any?
Have we advertised for applicants? Have we sought individuals?
We didn't advertise. I think we were trying to do it word of mouth.
Usually, until you decide it's not working.
Let's wait till next month. Let me see if I can get something.
Website, is it on the website?
We meet monthly, pays a lot, there's overtime.
Is there anybody in the
Double
room?
time, right?
Health benefits.
And you're home every night.
Yeah, once a month. Right now, we meet every other month. In January, we're switching back to once a month. First Wednesday of the month, right now.
Right. And can we post that on the?
And what, if I may say, Chris Shomi did an excellent job as our secretary. Chris moved on to North Carolina, what's it called, Larry? High Point?
High Point.
High Point, North Carolina, his job moved there. So I gotta say, Chris did an excellent job of being our secretary. When I came on the board, it was just a mess. Chris helped get it organized, George is our treasurer, helped get it organized. So we're really, the other two members, we've asked them if they would like to take over secretarial duties, both declined. So I will say that whoever comes on, I'm giving you forewarning, that we're gonna like to have you either, you gotta be the secretary. Yeah, it's,
Okay, so we'll,
and I've asked a number of younger people to see if they would get involved in it, and I just,
Just like everything else.
it's just everything else, it's just, it's something that's gotta be done. I'm a little concerned with our meeting Wednesday night. Jim let me know that he's gonna be traveling. Chris isn't here, so I know George and I will make it. I'm not sure if Jan's gonna make it, so if she doesn't make it, then we don't have a quorum. But we had, 5 solid people there for a while. It was very easy to make our meetings and that, we had a quorum to vote, but that we'll see.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we adjourn.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. First period's over.